Julian, Naomi, welcome to Sea Talk.
Hi there, Paul. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Right, guys, Julian, starting with you. I obviously know who you are, Naomi know who you are, but for those that don't know, who are you?
Julain Taylor-Greene, Spar retailer with a single site now in Staffordshire, opened 2020, 6 weeks before COVID. Closed unit and had been closed for approximately 18 months.
Right, is this it here?
It certainly is.
What a lovely shot. Naomi.
I'm Naomi, marketing manager at Quail Digital. We make headsets for in-store communication.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for joining us today. Julian, just a few questions for you, and it's sponsored by Quail, so we're probably going to talk about staff as much as anything. You know, it's always been a bit of a difficult thing, but how has the environment changed over, the last few years?
Like nothing else, it's gone from sort of stable, static, predictable to totally and utterly unpredictable, into a stage of much of the same. You just don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. Challenging from labour force working for us, challenging for people coming in and out the store, and a huge challenge from a security and a policing piece as well. So just first time in my working life, I never know what's going to happen from one day to the next.
You're lucky that it's taken till now to feel that way. But but you mentioned it challenging for staff. How does that kind of that unknown challenge? How's that difficult for staff to cope with?
I think that if you go back into the midst of COVID, there was a real empathy and a sympathy from the general public in terms of working with us and working without. And I think is that has gone. People's patience has worn thin. It's been created by availability issues. It's now being created by availability issues and cost of living issues. People are not in a clear place. So, the way they behave with us is like nothing I've ever seen before. Very unpredictable.
Oh well. So what are the main issues when it comes to what's important to the staff now?
Stability, and again, it's really strange. So from a staffing perspective, the core staff now are really settled, great team members. There is still a churn with people that don't want to work, coming in and work, coming out of work, coming and going. There is some challenges in terms of the profile of the customers coming in and out, moaning at them. And clearly there's nothing that the staff can do. So it's just a very challenging time for them.
What are the things that you do in store that when you're trying to attract people into work for you and or retain staff?
Lots and lots of it is about the management team in the store, literally putting their arms around people, supporting, looking after, empathising, talking to them, offering them training where necessary, just almost being with people all the time. As I said to you, it's the core people that are very, very stable in terms of trying to attract people, trying to position yourself as being an independent retailer with a bit more time and a bit more passion and a bit more care. Again, making sure that we're supporting them from even the basics, uniform training. It's that whole piece about trying to be seen to be offering. Currently looking at things like, do we increase the wages now before next spring, just to see if we can get people through the door. And I think from an interview perspective, trying to be selective when we're going through the process. So there's a lot more online and phone interviews before we even get to people coming through the doors.
But they fundamentally want to feel cared for, looked after a little bit when they're at work.
Yeah, I think the thing that we've noticed, isn't it, it's almost a family environment. So, and again, as you all know, Paul, our business tends to be very pivotal around families and local families. If you get one through the door, you tend to be able to get 2 or 3 through the door. You then, particularly with the younger generation, get those that come in for a period of time while they go through college or university locally. It's that mothering piece of trying to make it that friendly environment.
I love it. And time's going quick. Naomi, What role does Quail have to play in this?
So obviously, like, training and retention of people is really important, and the more that they kind of can enjoy their role, they can sort of encourage other people, as Julian was saying, like bringing in the new generation. The world of work's changed. Everyone's kind of like off and on, sort of worried about crime, and that obviously affects people sort of wanting to come into the office as well. So having sort of security systems in place, like headsets and other kind of CCTV and stuff like that, and kind of proper training on that sort of de-escalation of events can be sort of really effective to make sure that staff are sort of not too anxious to come into their role, because obviously it can be very difficult sort of when they're having that kind of crime put on them all the time, for them to kind of come in and be like sort of anxious about coming in. So having the sort of someone in their ear, helping them to sort of communicate and giving them advice on how to de-escalate events, and sort of training them on how to sort of build more confidence sort of within their store as well, and improve sort of staff safety is sort of a really important part of sort of retaining staff and making sure that they can sort of be in an environment that is sort of conducive to them kind of staying and retaining staff.
So Julian, I know Naomi is listening to us, but you use Quail. What's your feedback and a kind of a message to the retailers that might be thinking about getting involved with it?
We've had the Quail system here for just over 12-15 months now. So I think it actually breaks into two component parts. It allows the manager to manage the store and concentrate on the bigger picture, but it allows the staff and the supervisors to stay in touch at all times. They've utilised it for just friendly talk when they're on their own in the store. And we have a sort of 2,500 square foot unit. So in the evening, when they're out the back stocking up, bringing the trolleys out, moving around, it means they're in contact continually with people, which enables them to feel more comfortable. I think from a security perspective, as soon as you get somebody that's unknown to you or you're uncomfortable with, you're in touch with them all the way through, and it just means you're controlling the business at all the time, and that whilst allowing the business to trade without any impact from a consumer point of view.
That's wonderful. Time is up. I told you it would go quick. So I'm just going to say thank you to you both for joining us today. So it's been lovely to see you both. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to see a little bit of information on Quail. Thanks, Julian. Thanks, Naomi.
Hello. Headsets can become the store communication system, replacing phones and pagers and bells. As we know, abuse by customers on your staff is a growing problem. Headsets play a part in de-escalating these events. In the first place, when staff are wearing headsets, it sends a strong message to the casual wrongdoer. Teresa Holland, manager at today's local, Howden, said, "They make us feel very safe. If a potential shoplifter is spotted, we can alert the team without the shoplifter knowing they've been spotted." Above all, your headset system is there to help your team work more efficiently and safely together. Headsets help your staff create a calmer, more positive environment for your customers to shop in, and so helping your business to thrive. Thank you for watching.